Hello, friends. Hopefully, you're having a terrific Tuesday. OG Diamond Dave back here. Got a really short video here. A couple of reasons. Number one, we're testing the new recording setup. We've been going through some changes here, and gotta show you the new setup. It feels like the old setup, but it also feels like it's a little bit new. So either way, we're gonna record. We had a request to try out on the Cosmic Hero section of the Xavier Saga to do the four. Starjammers plus Quasar. So let's go ahead and jump into some gameplay here. Let's check it out and let's see. So we're going to go ahead and go into the Cosmic Heroes here. And we'll start at the beginning and we'll just kind of get through each one. And we're going to do the 4 Starjammers here. Now, I don't have Rocket, but I do have Quasar. So let's see how this ends up. I don't mind like this. Again, 4 stars. I think this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. We'll have to see how we keep him alive. But the whole goal here is as long as we win and keep him alive, we'll be good. Okay, opening dialogue. We get it. We get it. Let's start in with... Starting with Hercules, he's probably the character that's going to hit the hardest for us. We'll go here, get some ability blocks out there. We're starting to drop them pretty easily. I think node 1 is actually one of the really simplest nodes to do. So I can't imagine we're going to run into too many issues here. Looks like we've got through all the revives. Now let's go ahead and chase some speed bar. Watch Quasar's ult. It did a decent amount of damage here. So, you know, not bad against these, like, what, G18, 17 characters, it looks like. So, not too bad, but, man, you got to be super careful. Quasar takes one more point of damage here. We might be in knocking on death's door here. Uh-oh. Well, if Quasar ends up taking a turn, it will be night. It will be good night for Quasar, so... I think our challenge is just going to be that Quasar here really has no life. I think that's the challenge here. So, okay, that was a reboot. We got to make sure he just doesn't take any damage. So, let's try to think that through a little bit. We'll try to again differently. Vante, I'm recording this without any edits, so it's just going to go up. I'm going to give it a couple tries here, see how it turns out, see if we can't get it to work. I think our answer is going to be you got to keep them alive. And I think there's going to be a lot of resets until that happens. I think that's the challenge. Quasar will probably be just fine long term. But I really, really think that the challenge is going to be keeping him alive with these lower healths here. So let's go ahead and we're going to save the ult with Alondra till a little bit later. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference here. I'm also going to go ahead and get the ult up here. This way it should give out some buffs. We are also going to save Quasar's ult. We're going to go ahead and special right here. We're going to go right down on this side over here. Okay, see, this is what I was trying to avoid. But we did ult with Groot instead of special, like we did the first time. This way we got the taunt up. Groot should hopefully take all the damage over there. Quasar is looking a little bit more healthy so far, which is good news for us. Let him beat up on the left-hand side over here. And we'll see how it continues on. We should probably get a turn at some point in time, but that might be a little while longer. Okay, so we've got several of them with taunt up here. Apparently, it looks like Thanos has taunt, but I can't... There's another taunting character over here, but we can't click on him, so let's just continue on our Hercules over here. We know we don't get any stuns, but we do the AoE damage here. Now Quasar's got debuffs. Obviously not great for us. Let's go ahead and special. This will hit everybody. We'll at least start getting rid of some of the revives over here. And now let's go ahead and drop all their buffs, hopefully. Okay, we survived Thanos' ult this time, which is great news. Let's go ahead and make sure Thanos doesn't get a turn. Oh, he's got a revive, so technically he will come back and get a turn somewhere. Here comes a Hercules. That hurt. We've got some death proofs, which is very important. As long as this doesn't chain over to Quasar, we might be okay. Oh, boy. Not looking great. We're gonna have Quasar's ult here whenever he gets back to his turn. So hopefully we should be able to. All right, so not in war, doesn't make a difference, but all charged. We're gonna clear all the charges. There's no charges anyway, so not much other than big damage here. I'll take the damage. So it's not looking bad, but I think you have to be keenly aware at all times what the health of Quasar is, and that is probably going to be where you land when it comes to should you bring Quasar, should you not into this event. It does look like it's possible. If you're far away and you think you might be able to wait, if it's going to be a couple months till we know when we get his reds, and I mean, I don't know how long it's going to be. It could be months, it could be weeks. I know that they've talked about it's going to be a chapter long event, right? So we have to figure out how long it's going to take us to fully maximize the power of Quasar here. I think that is a big key. It just depends on how soon we think we're going to be able to get up. Looks like we were able to finish this node without too much of an issue so far. So my hesitant, way too quick answer is that yes, you will be able to do this. We're going to test the rest of the nodes too and see how long it is. Again, the intention was a little bit of a testing video, so I don't want to make it a full-blown 30-minute video, but we'll see what we can do. We'll definitely test a G19 node without a shadow of a doubt. I think we're looking at the revive here. Okay, now let's keep going. And he's gone. I mean, Quasar's damage is not bad. I like his debuffs. We like slow, right? We definitely like the debuffs that he puts out upon his special. That's pretty good. So we can definitely do the first node, which is full of the weaker enemies. Let's check out the 4th and 5th nodes for sure. And we're on, all of these are on G17, right? So it feels like that the power does get amped up a little bit from time period to time period. Let's just we'll try this one and see what happens. Let's do it. Go ahead and see what happens. All right, well, let's drop his taunt and we get rid of him. Let's go up the middle here. This feels like it's going to hit quite a few of them. Yep, we'll take it. I think Icarus just fell over. We're going to do the same thing with the special rather than the ult. We're going to save it for the second wave of enemies here because it feels like we're in a good spot. Again, we're going to go ahead and special with Groot. We'll get safeguard and immunity for those 4 at least. Just regular immunity for Quasar. Now, this will clear the charged, which I like, right? Oh, got resisted. Got resisted off of Ms. Marvel. I'm shocked, right? Be interesting to see how this plays out in war with Ms. Marvel, but obviously we're in the Xavier nodes right now, so a little bit different, but we'll be interested to see if Quasar can go ahead and strip those in war. That'll be a fun one as we continue on our Quasar journey, and we work to get him fully empowered. So the retaliates are doing good work right here. Each one of them are retaliating. This will hit multiple folks. So let's go ahead and we're going to get AoE damage here. That's the goal. It would have been better, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can get back to Lilandra's ult here. We'll be in a good spot for sure. Excuse me. All right, Howard's special right there was pretty nice. Got a lot of retaliates coming back towards Howard, but as long as it's not going towards Quasar, I think we're golden right now. So this looks and feels good so far. I guess we didn't test all the nodes, but we popped in node 1, node 4, no problem so far. This should be, I mean, something that would have to go incredibly south in order for this to not work. Okay, let's test the boss node real quick and see what happens. I don't want to say definitively yes or no, but I remember the nodes, they got harder as they went. So getting to node 4 obviously makes the most sense on why it would be a little bit of a challenge. Let's go ahead and test the boss node. This is the one that I'm really, really worried about. You may have to do some resets in nodes 1 through 4 on this section. that just because Quasar is small, you want to make sure that you're chasing speed bar, making sure the other team doesn't have a chance to drop debuffs on you and drop your Quasar low enough. Let's go ahead and get in here and see what happens, right? So let's get started. You got to kill everyone else around. Yeah, and it looks like Jean's got the most speed bar, more than Storm. So we're going to go ahead and just try to delete Jean. Didn't quite get rid of Jean. We're going to get an ability block on these three. And then we're going to go right after Storm over here with this one. Goodbye. And then Jean is after the Lilandra. So this is super interesting. Our Lilandra got dropped super fast, which is probably the scariest part. All right, now let's go ahead and see what we can do to Xavier right there. We got some damage on him right now. He's probably going to drop in another wave. We're going to special just to keep getting more damage on Xavier. Here comes the next wave, just like we thought. Let's start on Hank because Hank is a problem. We don't want Hank healing everybody up over and over again. All right, so we're going to eat that special. That hurt. Let's get after... Oh, we missed. Oh, he's blind. I did not even see that he was blind over here. No one else has debuffs. Super lucky on our side. All right, let's continue going on here. Lilandra's in trouble here. Lilandra is looking like she might be... Okay, good. All right, here we are. Now let's go ahead and drop Lilandra's ult. This takes care of most of the enemies over here. I'm going to do this on Xavier, even though, you know, we don't... The goal isn't really to damage Xavier until his friends are gone out of the way here. Let's heal up. That's perfect. And let's get after Nightcrawler. Got rid of that last dodge. And now that should handle business for us. Okay, excellent. Now we got to get in after Apocalypse here. And then we got Omega Red up next. And we got to survive the ult. All right, so Lilandra barely alive. All right, excellent news. That's good news for us. Once we get rid of Omega here, I'm going to go ahead and basic over there too. It looks like if we can deal with this Omega Red, we will be able to get through this node if we can deal with him. We just lost Lilandra. We just lost Lilandra. All right, we'll try it one more time and see. I think my estimation is that yes, we can. The challenge is the continuously attacking of Lilandra. So that's something to keep your eyes out, right? With Professor Xavier says, on our own turn, we attack the enemy with the highest damage. Your Lilandra might not be 3 diamond because I think there's only 10 of those in the world right now at the time of this recording. So if that's the case, then you know, beware that's the case. And yeah, we may have to make some decisions around who else is going to be getting attacked on this wave, right? So I think that's important to note for sure. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to do the same thing because this one worked out fairly well for us. Now we were able to. All right, there we go, perfect. So the less turns that we have to take, the better. Let's go ahead and we get rid of Storm there. I'm going to check this out. So 350 piercing, defense down slow for 2 turns. Or just clear out your flip all negative effects, heal. I'm going to hold off on the heal right now. We're going to special because of the defense down. Why not? All right. We like that. We're also going to save on that heal. We'll do a special, get some extra additional assists here on Xavier. Okay. The slow didn't seem to make too much of a difference for us. All right. All right, Hank is actually taking a turn this time. That's super interesting. I guess depending on where we were with speed. All right, so a lot of debuffs over here. Our team is fairly healthy. Let's go ahead and get a basic on Captain Britain. That should drop his barrier. He's going to come right back after us. The stun on Havoc, trauma stun on Havoc. This is interesting. All right, let's see what we got here. It is... I can't quite see where my guy. I think I'm blind, and this is unavoidable. So or not unavoidable. So we're just gonna basic to get till we can get past some of these blinds. So many blinds we got out here right now. All right, let's drop their buffs. Absolutely. Got rid of the team there. Quasar. Let's go ahead and flip. We'll do some more damage with Quasar. Love to see that. This should buff up. We get rid of quite a bit of our debuffs. Excellent news. We probably could have saved that, but I mean, Gladiator's so slow, we might not get back around to him. So here comes Xavier. We got to survive the ult. Okay. Good thing for us is that alt does do quite a bit less damage. Let's get after Gambit, see what we can do here. At least we landed the trauma. Him going after Quasar is obviously going to be a little bit rough here. So let's go ahead and continue to just try to pour on the damage here. Got rid of everybody except for Forge. Obviously, that becomes a little bit of an issue. Team is looking fairly healthy right now, right? We have a Howard back there. We just can't see him. All right, now we're waiting on. Yep, here we go. This is exactly who we were waiting on. Was the old Apocalypse. All right, let's get after alt with Gladiator. Yeah. Let's go ahead and basic here with Havoc. We're gonna basic here with Howard. He's gone. All right, now we got to go after this Omega Red. And our team is looking too low right now. This is not looking good for us. Not looking good right now. We need more heals. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, we need heals at this point. Lalandra might be not long for this world. Howard's looking like he's pretty low on health. And he dropped. So there it is. There it is. It's one of those things. This would be how you beat the node and you get through it. So it's definitely possible. It may take you some more resets depending on how big your team is, depending on how many stars, how many diamonds you've got. But there it is. I think that wraps it up well. So I'm glad I was able to make this little one. Hopefully it's short enough for you to consume. Watch it on 2X like I do. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.